All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For you guys tonight, hopefully, we'll be getting a Pro Division game between the newest guys, the Renewal, versus 3D. And with me, as always, is my co-caster New Type that I denied a beer. What's going on? You thirsty?
We're good. We're good. We're getting to the bottom of the glass here, and yeah, we're doing okay so far. But yeah, we got ourselves best of 3 Pro Division match lined up for you all here tonight, between two very different teams. The newest guys, the Renewal, are a brand new team just formed here in Season 4 and have made a pretty solid name for themselves so far in the Pro Division. They're currently ranked 8th with 3 wins and 1 loss. And they're playing against 3D, a team that has been around since Season 1. Actually, they did sign up for Season 1. Doesn't look like they got any games in, but they played through Season 2 and 3. And here in Season 4, they are also similarly making a serious headway through the Pro Division with a 3-1 record. So 2 teams at the top, the cream of the crop here. 2 teams at the top, very different histories, about to butt heads here.
Yeah. Did you happen to take a look at what teams they lost against by chance? I did not.
Let me see real quick here. So the newest guys, they fell against North Arrow the first week of the season back in January.
North Arrow is just a little bit like the top. I think they're the top of the cream of the crop right now.
But they've been 3-0 since. And 3D similarly, hang on one second, also lost to North Arrow in February. So both these teams with some shared history as well, having lost to the same team. So I guess that's an interesting indicator. That's an indicator of the skill base in both teams. They both have beaten a bunch of folks, and they both lost to the same group of people. My understanding right now is we're waiting a bit on the newest guys to make their appearance. Until then, since, as always, looking to make contact with the teams, so you guys are stuck with me. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. We got the Western Clash over the weekend. Got to watch the best of the EU, NA, and some teams as well from the ANZ and Latin America regions just absolutely dominate. A team from New Zealand took a game off of like a top tier European team. It was crazy. If you haven't had a chance to review that tournament, hadn't had a chance to watch those VODs, it's really, really good stuff. Strong games from the EU teams and games from the NA teams. Coming up, we're going to start resetting back into the HGC schedule. Heroes of the Dorm is going to be coming. Okay, Heroes of the Dorm is going to be coming to a conclusion relatively soon here. And, next week is going to be sort of a big watershed week for the game. You're going to see substantial changes to the tank pools.
Oh, yeah.
Arthas and Anubarak are getting reworked to fill more specific niches. Tyrael's getting some changes. Johanna's getting some changes. Gazlo has gotten a complete rework to help further differentiate him from Probius, who will be coming out next week. And Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall might actually get played might actually be competitively viable with the new changes that have come out in these PTR notes. So, have you had a chance to putt around with Probius?
I have not, unfortunately. I'm super excited for him, though. I mean, I've always been a fan of these weird characters, Abathur, Murky, as a lot of people have been as well. But I'm excited to play a different style. It's always fun.
I've seen just a little bit of gameplay of his. I haven't picked him up on the PTR yet. I'm probably going to bide my time and just pick him up when he comes to live with gold. But from what I've seen, he's got the potential to do a lot of damage. He's got a lot of interesting utility, like team-wide shielding. He's got some really slippery hero as well from what I've seen. The baseline movement speed and the extra boost that he gets on his Z makes him nigh uncatchable. But it does look like we've made contact with both of the teams, so we are going to have a match here tonight. Oh my god, thank you. So we hadn't quite gotten down to making bets on it yet, but me and Synth were concerned about the possibility of us actually not casting anything tonight. But it looks like we're good. So the newest guys, who, as I mentioned earlier, are the newer of the teams here. They've just started in this season. The newest guys is our home team. They're going to be picking they're going to be having first pick and first ban, and it's going to be up to 3D, the away team, to make the first map choice tonight.
Absolutely.
And we'll wait for that decision. Once it's made, we'll start talking some more.
Yeah. So real quick, I did some minor research here while I was talking to people. So High Council is actually currently in Pro Division the top team to beat with a 5-0 record, having taken away the only game from North Arrow. North Arrow is 4-1. So those two are the top of the pecking order here. Brawls Deep is down at number 7 with a 3-0 record. That's just they haven't played as many games. But yeah, it should be interesting to see. I'm sure we'll see some sort of stuff in the finals once we reach that point.
Is anyone going to take a match off of Brawls Deep?
I don't know, man. I mean, High Council is doing really well this season, so we'll see. And North Arrow does have quite a competent team, and to have beaten them 2-0, by the way. High Council 2-0'd North Arrow. So
wow. All right, so it does look like the map has been decided. Where are we going today, Synth?
All right, we're gonna have Cursed Hollow as our first game here. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna get us in here.
Synth's got a lobby to build, so while that's going on, we'll talk a little bit about Cursed Hollow. Both these teams, gonna see if I can sneak their number real quick on this map. Excuse me. But as far as strength and weaknesses on this map, the newest guys, the Renewal, has only played on this map once so far this season. They did win that map. So they feel pretty strong on it. 3D instead has played 4 times. It's their most played map so far this season. And they have a fairly strong win rate, 75% win rate on this map. So they did win 3 of those 4 games. Feeling confident. They're coming out swinging with a strong map. And we'll have to see how the newest guys, the Renewal, decide. And yeah, we're going to do the full team name the whole time, so please get used to it. See how they respond, what their choices are. They do have the first pick, and we'll see what the doctor has on the menu.
Yep. So we're
how about that orphan punchline? So yeah, we're grabbing everybody into the lobby right now. We'll have the draft coming up here shortly. So, let's talk about what we're going to be seeing in terms of draft here. Gone, or at least reduced, are the days of insta-pick Malfurion Varian with the 1-2 punch. We see Varian picked much less frequently, and oftentimes more in a damage role than in the tank role that he was so dominant in for the last month, it feels like.
About damn time, for Pete's sake. I mean, he had one build, and it was the taunt build, and it was always paired with Malfurion. It was just getting monotonous, frankly.
It was painfully predictable, and the amount of counterplay for such a predictable choice was surprisingly limited.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're gonna pick a healer with cleanse, and you're just gonna re-engage in 10 seconds. So never mind. So that really was leading to some rather stale drafts. So hopefully we'll get to see a little more flexibility here. Possibly with the upcoming tank changes, that we will see even further flexibility in the tanks. If you want to disagree with me, please feel free to make yet another Reddit post about how the game is ruined forever because of this upcoming patch.
Funny stuff. Yeah, no, it should be exciting. I'm excited to see some shakeups. I'm excited to see just the variation, the meta. I mean, there was that one GIF of GIF, whatever, of the hamsters running around on a wheel and getting thrown around. That is my feeling behind keeping up with the meta. But you know what? It's fun. Yeah, it's like a roller coaster ride, and figuring out the meta. I think that's the most exciting part. I think a lot of the community will agree with us, even if they're not publicly outspoken about it. But yeah.
If you aren't pissing somebody off, you're not doing something right. I don't think there will ever be a solution that everyone forever 100% is happy about. So hopefully this has gotten a reasonable amount of play testing behind the scenes there at Blizzard, and hopefully they'll when it does roll out, the changes will feel good, as opposed to how everybody is preaching the downfall and the doom and gloom. My God, there's a lot of doom and gloom going on right now. I want to sink my teeth into it before I make any real comments or observations.
Yeah, I mean, it should be exciting either way. All right, we're just getting the last person in here from the side of the newest guy, the Renewal. They're really just getting their peeps together here.
Let's. I mean, we talked about Varian and Malfurion being like so yesterday, but
it's amazing how quickly. Like, I think what was it?
So last season.
No, was it? Some pro player posted a Twitter image of a screenshot of the patch notes, and it just said like Tychus removed, and Varian removed.
Removed.
Do you remember that tweet? Yep. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Was that James Baker?
No, it wasn't James Baker. It was.
Even if it wasn't, it still was. Yeah. Oh God, Tychus. Tychus is a hero in the game. That's funny.
All right. So for you guys,
there we go. Good.
We are moving in to the drafting phase. Finally. All right. Any predictions?
I think Ragnaros is going to get banned probably early on here.
Yeah, okay.
I think Ragnaros is still scary, and his ability to really stall out objectives with his trait is it's just really frustrating to deal with.
Yeah,
I think
because
we
the
see
range.
Lucio. I think Lucio being banned here is a good call. He's been much more. He's been a bigger impact on the support meta than I think a lot of people have been willing to admit. So putting him out, Malfurion is banned instead. Double support bans right out the gate.
Ooh, that's some choke right there.
New type
first pick DTC. Ooh boy. That was a really quick ETC pickup. Do you think that was planned?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I reckon the newest guys has an ETC player who they're really banking on to help carry the team. I need to see if I can look further into their match histories and see if there's.
Well, I'm not playing, so
ETC.
it's not me.
Yeah, but that is a shockingly early, honestly, ETC pick from the newest guys, and the response needs to come from 3D.
Yeah.
In 20 seconds here.
Well, to be fair, ETC is one of those tanks that has no counter picks. I mean, you don't really. I mean, Mosh. Okay, sure. You just have to keep that in mind, but that's not really a counter pick. You don't.
And the question is, do you even go Mosh on this map? Where
probably not.
Where stage dive can be so powerful in a boss invasion scenario, and with the 2 bosses on this map.
Yeah, speaking of bosses, Falstad, Mighty Gust, great boss control. Also, the global is very valuable on this map. Falstad definitely a good pick, and Tastar, the perennial. Well, it almost feels like the perennial support / utility pickup.
It's pretty shocking. He was always good. He was always good, and then his rework made him like obscene. And it gave you so many different ways that you can build him to help fit into your team. It's not just the usual, we're just gonna go full shield build and that's it. Rhaegar and Li Ming picked up by the newest guys, the Renewal to Electric Boogaloo. Li Ming, her poke damage is excellent. She's really good at stalling out those, the tribute, the tribute fights. She can help your team if they're kind of late to the party, a little slow to move. But that burst damage is really going to be mitigated by that Tassadar. That's going to be a serious issue. Zarya is banned by 3D.
I would have banned Dahaka here, honestly.
I'm surprised. I would have thought they would have loved having double shields on an individual. Zarya is oftentimes paired with Tassadar with like a hardcore diver like Tracer or Vala or
Vala. Yeah, I was going to say Vala's probably on the table for the side of 3D, but here they're looking for a second ban, probably a support. Tastar does not a solo support make. Probably a Morales, maybe. They're actually not going to.
Hovering Tracer.
Okay. They might be looking for a counter or for somebody they don't want to see Tastar paired with.
Yeah, and I mean, for the same reasons that Li Ming got picked up. There's a lot of opportunity to stall the tributes. You can dip in and out, and Tracer is banned.
You know what? They're probably going to pick up Ariel 3D. 3D is probably going to because Tassadar, Falstad, they're all great auto attack heroes for Ariel to put their and whoever else they pick as their DPS is probably going to be okay.
Yeah, with Rhaegar off the table, with Malf and Lucio also taken away, their support pool is really actually diminished for 3D. I mean, Brightwing's still on the table, and Ariel. I'm trying to think who else there might be.
The globals are great, but I don't like... Yeah, there's Ariel. I don't like Brightwing against Li Ming.
And there's the Vala. So, that does pair up very nicely with Tassadar and Ariel. We're looking at, like, the 3 month ago Korean meta now. Well,
Johanna's going to bring up the rear for the side of 3D. If it's anybody other than Johanna, I'm going to be surprised. So
yeah,
that's what I call it.
Try to make it work, but I think I agree with you that Johanna helps set up Vala and Falstad better.
They don't have a second front liner, so in that case, you need a brick wall. You need Johanna. So on the side of, let's talk about the side of newest guys right now. The ETC Rhaegar Li Ming seems really good. The Rhaegar and the Li Ming seem like steals, actually, because Rhaegar's typically paired with Tastar, and Li Ming's usually good against the ETC. In this case, let's see here. What's your anti-Moshes? You have Ario's push, you have Falstad's Gust.
You've got Gust, and theoretically, Vala could go into Reign of Vengeance, which provides 2 more charges of Interrupt for ETC. So they're not lacking any sort of Interrupt.
Yeah.
I would really prefer to see Stage Dive, given how squishy the backline of 3D is. A Stage Dive to slow them all down, and then giving Artanis time to flip or Zeratul time to land a VP. With that squishy backline, Zeratul is you're forced to stick together, get those Ariel heals together. That's going to prompt Zeratul to dive in, get those Void Prisons, And, you know, the potential follow-up from that Void Prison is actually pretty substantial. Look at how much auto attack damage is, you know, working on. Look at how much auto attack damage is, you know, coming in from 3D here. You've got Falstad, you've got Vala, and now you do have Muradin as well.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm surprised.
You know, the suppression pulse from Artanis is going to cut down a substantial amount of DPS from 3D. You know, like I said, that's one big grouped up backline that Zeratul can, you know, get a really sick engagement on. Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure on this one. I think I might actually give the edge to the newest guys with those last two picks. Artanis, you know, really sets up, you know, with those pulls and with that blind, really helps his team in the long term here. And if Zeratul is on point with those Void Prisons, the backline of 3D could be in real serious trouble.
Yeah, Zeratul is scary. Artanis is scary for the swaps. The swaps are still in vogue here. But let's talk about 3D for a second. They have a very strong lineup here. No cleanse, but I don't see anything that would require a cleanse. You?
I mean, you can technically cleanse. I see a bunch of things, honestly. You can cleanse a swap from Artanis. You can cleanse the slow from Rhaegar's totems.
Okay.
You can cleanse basically all of ETC's basic abilities.
Oh, that's true.
Like there's a lot of stuff here that, you know, there's a lot of crowd control on the newest guys, the Renewal. That you know, 3D might actually find themselves in a pickle as a result of that.
Heroes.
So let's get down to business here. You know, on the left-hand side here in the blue trunks, playing for team the newest guys, the Renewal, and that is their actual written team name. We've got Stu Manchu on ETC, Grim playing Zeratul, Ataro on Artanis. We've got Fire Team on Rhaegar, and Arduous Bow on, or Arduous Bow. We'll have to ask them afterwards how they prefer it, on Li Ming. And on the right-hand side in the red trunks, playing for Team 3D, we've got Fancy Pants on the Falstad, Fekit on Vala, Tiny Terran on the Tassadar, Res Slayer on Muradin, and Ruckle on the Ariel.
And an interesting 3-1-1 split coming out of 3D immediately. They look like they're doing the Sylvanas build, but without Sylvanas. What's going on here?
They're going for a free tower. They're going to get it, most likely. And they settle for a substantial amount of damage and back out. That tower is not long for this world. It's going to be brought down shortly. Ruckle sniffs out Grim. Oh, check him for the map hacks. That was slick.
Oh, and I missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. He just sniffed out Zeratul and hit him with the Sacred Sweep in the bush. Lots of damage going out on the Grim, and he does fall. Tassadar able to sneak out, and is Rhaegar going to get caught as well?
Oh,
no,
wow.
Rhaegar does sneak away.
100 health left there. So Artanis is laning up against Falstad at the top. I think that's a good matchup right there. With Muradin and Li Ming in mid, and then the three, Zeratul sort of doing Zeratul stuff. But,
I honestly think Fancy Pants should dominate the matchup actually in the top lane. There really shouldn't be any situation where Fancy Pants will be, you know, pressured by Artanis if they play correctly. The Lightning Rod should get magnificent value against Artanis, and top lane is going to feel the pressure soon.
Absolutely. So let's see here. Anything interesting on the town so far?
We did see Block Party, which I think is a good call from ETC, and Vorpal and naturally staying stuff.
Force Armor.
Yeah, I like Force Armor. I think that's a good call. It helps against those, you know, the ability damage that you know you're going to get from Vala and Falstad. You've got coverage on the auto attacks, and you got coverage on the ability damage. So I like it, and we might see a totem build out of Rhaegar. We were talking about, you know what, oh, who needs cleanse? I mean, you're gonna want it now. And level 4 getting locked in by both teams here. We're seeing a multi-shot build from Vala, as well as a potentially auto attack build from Falstad. We'll have to see how he proceeds into that. I see a lot of people take season marksman at 1 and then go into a more traditional mage stat build as the game progresses.
Yeah, I mean, it allows for a giant killer build if they decide they need it at 13. It really benefits that, and honestly, you can't if you decide you need Giant Killer at 13, you're not going to be able to go back to level 1 and change your choice here. So
Stu Manchu getting chased down, falls in the bot lane here after a wonderful detainment strike from Ruckle, and the follow-up from Fekit is just too much. Artana's falling in bot lane too, as Zeratul and Grim and Red Slayer duking it out near the tribute, but that's probably going to be a lost cause, as 3D has a pretty commanding position here with the Artanis having fallen and ETC just now coming back and re-engaging on the field.
So what do you think of the Fancy Pants staying on top for all that?
I think it's a good call. Those Siege Giants could have been a huge problem. They got the early pick on ETC, so there was absolutely no need for Falstad to do anything other than to continue soaking. 0 damage done to the infrastructure of the top lane, and we're seeing a 2-level lead already from 3D. They've really been playing this one out really, really well so far.
Yeah, they haven't lost any soak. I mean, honestly. Falstad has been in top just look at that XP contribution.
Away. Just grinding it down, man.
So let's see here. Boomerang taken, so it's still going to be this traditional Q build, but with the option of going Giant Killer at 13.
I really like this style of Falstad play. It's one of my favorite ways to build him.
It's very versatile, yeah. But Grim looking to harass the backline a little bit. This is actually really, really difficult to, for him to harass this early. And he
pays for it. Holy cow.
Yeah, the 3 of them together, Vala, Tassadar, and Ariel. Ariel, you know, getting the shields from Tassadar. There's a lot of health for Zeratul to pick out. And
yeah, until Void Prison comes online, he's going to have a serious issue pressuring the backline of 3D. Because, you know, shields are probably going to immediately fly out to the targeted individual. You know, Ariel with a big fat heal to help back them up. And, you know, Zeratul is going to be really hard-pressed to actually secure any sort of kill against that sort of double backline.
Yeah, these 3...
You know, once Void Prison comes online and he's able to isolate those supports, then you got a few going. Yeah. But the members of Newest Guys, the Renewal, pushing forward, do secure their first kill. And that was a critical timing, too, as level 10's about to come online for 3D. That may have gotten them what they needed for the next tribute phase, provided they don't lose anyone here. But Stu Manchu goes in deep, does secure the kill, though. But at what cost?
Yeah. That gives 3Ds their 10s. Unfortunately, that means that the members of Newest Guys are not going to be able to contend on this cursed tribute here. And that's actually going to be a problem here. Reign of Vengeance picked up by Vala here, pretty much guaranteeing no mosh.
Yeah, with Gust and Reign of Vengeance, I don't think that's going to really happen. Tiny Terran going in. Actually, it's the Newest Guys, Cole and the Renewal, who managed to get there in time, really laying the hurt onto Tiny Terran with like 10 hit points left. But the turnaround's a real thing, and Lu Ming pays the price, but they save the tribute.
Yep.
And with some effective soaking, the Newest Guys, the Renewal, should be able to get themselves a 10 if they hustle. ETC's hustling down to bot lane, Zeratul soaking through mid, and I love this decision by 3D. They realize that the members of Newest Guys are scrambling for XP, and so they take a very easy boss, almost a free boss, and that's going to be pushing the lane during the next tribute phase, and that is an absolute dagger in the heart of the Newest Guys, as the next tribute's going to be spawning in just a handful of seconds here.
So let's take a look here. Rhaegar and ETC doing their perennial thing and holding their ults. What do you think? Probably not Bloodlust, right?
Nope, there's the
yeah.
So here we go. There's a rumble at the Bruiser camp. Vala laying into Stu Manchu as Tribute spawns in bot lane. And we do see stage dive. The boss going to be cleaned up in top lane by the tower shots. And stage dive, is he going to go in? There he goes. Stu Manchu dives in on Tiny Terran. Detainment strike hits instantly. And Mighty Gust used to help further isolate Stu Manchu. The blind is great, though. Void Prison hitting absolutely zilch, though. And Grim falls as a result. you know, Ataro actually going completely ham, punching everything with the side blades, but it's to no avail. The members of the newest guys, Cole and the Renewal, are going to need a second shot at this later in the game, as 3D collects the first curse of the game. They decide instead to go for the boss first. I like this. I think this is 100% the correct decision.
Yeah, just hold on for a second here. Wait.
Finish the boss up real quick, and then...
And Grim comes in
Falstad
just in
actually
time.
hauling out. Yeah, Grim comes just in time to watch the curse get picked up.
Yep. Unfortunately, no VP
He's got to
anyway.
haul out. He's going to get killed. Yep.
So-
Grim, that detainment strike, though.
Yeah. So one of the strategies that people have often said about Zeratul is you treat him, his stealth. You treat him like you're not stealth, and as long as you do that, you should be mostly safe. If you treat him like you're actually stealth, you're going to get caught out because obviously there's a shimmer in the game, and at these high levels, it is trivial to see him. As well as the fact that, you know, Castar has his sight.
Alright, well,
Oracle.
Yep, there goes Arcanus. He does get stunned.
Yeah, Stumanchu going in really deep on the back line there. Not able to pick up anything, and Ataro getting picked off as a result. And that Ancestral just barely landing in time, and the VP also...
catching everybody, but there's no follow-up.
Yeah.
There really isn't. You know, and I honestly think, you know, if you're going for a Void Prison Wombo combo setup, if that was what, you know, the newest guys were hoping to do from the very beginning, I do believe Jaina is a better pick than Li Ming. I think you pick Jaina in this situation instead of Li Ming. She combos better with Zeratul. It's just the follow-up isn't there. And, you know, the core falls. We do have our first game going in favor of 3D. And that was pretty dominant, man. That was what, 15 kills to 2?
Yeah, that was 15 kills to 2, 16 to 12. Less than 10 minutes on Cursed Hollow. Wow.
Man. Yeah, get the boss during a curse, and yeah, you've got yourself
Yeah, that was great timing on the side of 3D. They really know their timings. They know Fekit, oh my gosh, doing a crap ton of hero damage as well. And Falstad soaking like there's no tomorrow. I mean, honestly, they did not miss a single lane of soak until that gank attempt in mid. I think that was a problem with what newest guys was doing. Basically, they were not pressuring enough. They saw the 3-1-1 split. In the case of a 3-1-1 split like that, you take a 4-1 and you take that 4 and you make that 3 regret splitting like that. That's the only way to come back from that, other than
or
outplaying
stack your own.
Yeah, or other than stacking your own 3-1-1.
You
But
could just stack your own 3-1-1. It was just Falstad in the top lane.
But Zeratul does not do a good job at stacking a 3-1-1. Zeratul does best in a gank squad, and it's just in this particular case, it would have been better to see a 4-1 rotation and pressure them and make them regret splitting 3-1-1. That's basically the way that you're the way to counterplay this. So good game coming out of good game 1 coming out of 3D versus newest guys. We're gonna go ahead and get round 2 here.
I'm gonna go get another drink. Synth deprived me. He's trying to make me follow the straight and narrow path. You jerk. But I will be returning momentarily.
Yeah. While we figure out map 2 here, which happens to be Infernal Shrines, make sure that... Alrighty. One other thing I wanted to mention was the fact that the VP just was unfortunately not used at the right time for that
Alright.
for that boss fight.
What'd I miss?
Oh, I was just mentioning how the VP before the curse or the objective was a bit of a waste.
That could have changed the game, but unfortunately, it just didn't land. Didn't get the value that they needed out of it, and as a result, it kind of unfolded from there. What are you gonna do? I mean, when the composition is banking on Zeratul making those hits, you got to have the follow up as well, and you got to make those hits in the first place. So, we'll see how the newest guys, the Renewal, decide to how they decide to go from here. What they decide to how they decide to alter their draft. The map did get picked, and we are on Infernal Shrines.
Yep.
And yeah, a little slightly different way of approaching this map. This is one of those maps where having good zone control and potentially having good wave clear is paramount. Being able to deal with the little shrine guardians, the little skeleton dudes, is having a good way of dealing with them is very beneficial to help your team acquire those map objectives. And the map objectives on this are they can be pretty rough if they are capitalized upon correctly. Somebody like Sylvanas can actually become a crazy powerful hero on this map. Sylvanas can end this map in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, if you play this map correctly or incorrectly, perhaps, you could. There's ways to snowball this map like no tomorrow. The one thing to note, though, is the Infernals do not target towers unless there are no heroes nearby. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get this party started here. I'm gonna transfer us over, and we're gonna get game 2 rolling here. So, any predictions?
We did not see Ragnaros at all.
Yeah, we didn't see Ragnaros addressed at all, ban or pick.
I'm really surprised, but we'll see if that happens again. So 3D is going to be the first pick and the first ban this time. They had a very strong showing with that double support composition, and the question is, do you ban Tassadar now? I feel like Tassadar, there's too many things that Tassadar can do well on this map. He's got the wave control, he's got the wave clear, he's got the vision. He's got the the shields. He can do a lot of things to help his team win those shrine fights. Ragnaros banned early.
I have maybe a contentious opinion, but I think that Tassadar is actually not good for this map, because where you could use Tassadar, Medivh is better. Every single thing, the sight. Well, Medivh has the ability to stay out of combat and scout. The shields, Medivh's shields are better. The DPS with Master's Touch, he could do more damage, and Medivh can port people in and port people out. So yeah, I feel that Tassadar is actually overvalued on this map, and that might be a contentious opinion, because newest guys just banned him. So we'll see. We're not going to see him anyway.
He got played really well by Tiny Terran last game. Zarya picked up instead, so they want those shields.
Is it the shield meta right now? Is that what we call it?
Wait, write it down. Shield meta has come. 2017. New type. Two pieces. Michael Scott. All right, so Zarya got picked up first. That's actually kind of an odd spot for her.
First pick. Yeah, that's an interesting
3D, 3D. I mean, they would still have 2 more choices before. They would still have 2 more picks before the ban phase. They could have picked her during this phase here and probably not had many issues. I think Lucio's a good choice against Zarya. A lot of her damage is fairly consistent, and if your team is able to, get in and out of that range of hers, then she's not going to do too much.
I want to see what picks 2 and 3 are here before I make any decisions. Malfurion. Oh boy. Malfurion Tracer actually a very, very scary combo, because it gives Tracer that extra time during those routes to be able to pick up quite a bit more damage on whoever they're chasing. And Tracer, you cannot outrun Tracer. Let's put it that way.
Even not even Lucio. No. Now, that being said, her burst damage has a pretty fair wind up You gotta dart in. You gotta get in close. You get the melee, and you get the
alt.
you get the pulse bomb off. That is something that Lucio could counter with his shields, with the sound wave. And we see entering the second ban phase here.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're hovering or Muradin here. That's a good choice. Zarya's not a good solo tank. Muradin's much more of a solo tank position, and they did play a really good Muradin last game. Muradin doing a lot of damage against that in that mid lane. I mean, solo laning for a good portion of the early game. And banning him out means that there's less chance of a jump in stun. Now, granted, they do still have the opportunity to pick ETC, which is just as scary. So we'll see. I'm thinking Newest Guys picks up ETC. Oh, never mind.
Oh, they banned him. I don't know. This is kind of an interesting situation because now the tanks have really been choked out. We choked out the supports in the first match, and now there's not a ton of tanks.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, really viable right now.
You know who I want to see?
Go old school Diablo.
Leoric. You called the Diablo. I was gonna say Leoric and Dahaka, but Diablo and Dahaka work too, or Diablo and Leoric.
Diablo Dahaka would be absolutely fantastic. Right now.
So
I would really that, but
there are no globals on the map right now. Just FYI. One global on one side would actually be substantial for the DPS. No Falstead either, interestingly enough. I think Falstead is actually pretty valuable on this map due to his abilities to just, split soak.
He's got passable wave clear. He's got mobility. There's enough short walls
and
that he's
burst.
got a barrel roll to get away from and burst.
What is this?
I love it.
What is this?
Oh my god! It's gonna be
great.
It's gonna be a great name with roller skates. He's gonna be so fast. He's gonna be so fast. It's gonna be awesome.
It's Florida Greymane. It's Greymane has taken a Florida vacation, is on roller skates, and is next to the beach.
Oh my god!
What is going on? Are they going after a chase combo? Like we have Vala, Lucio, Greymane. Like this is a dive. This is a dive comp.
I'd like to see one more. I'd like to see one more hero with CC that helps really lock the Tracer in. Diablo's got some. Diablo, if gets the Shadow Charge, gets the Overpower, probably will be in a good spot to help eliminate the Tracer. I'd like one more.
Do you think we can see like a Thrall with Earthquake?
Ooh.
Because I kind of like that. Or Lucio might not get Soundwave. Lucio also has a AoE slow.
You're right. Yep.
I don't know.
And there's Johanna, basically the last tank standing for 3D. And I mean, they've got with Johanna and Gul'dan and Malfurion, there's a lot of wombo combo actually on 3D. Pull them in close. Root, get the pulse bomb off, maybe fear him immediately after the bomb goes off, and Zarya even could with the either graviton surge or the
Expulsion Zone.
Or expulsion. Oh my god, I had a brain fart there.
It's okay.
Expulsion Zone can also help with herding the team into the right place. But where do the newest guys go
Medivh.
from here?
I want to see Medivh.
You want to see Medivh?
Because Medivh onto Greymane would be fantastic. I mean, just the poke.
I'm not going to disagree with you. It's really quite good.
Yeah.
And you can dump your whole team onto their backline, make them fast, make them immune to damage.
Like a properly played Medivh will be fantastic, but Sonya picked up instead. No,
I like Sonya too.
No dream here. I'm sorry, guys.
No dream, rip. But Sonya is fantastic at actually clearing the shrines.
Oh yeah.
I think that is the nicest guy. The nicest guys. The newest guys have had absolutely really fun drafts to look at. 3D with more technically challenging drafts. I see what they're going to try and do with this composition. I like their gumption. You know, they've got good wave clear with Gul'dan. Tracer is able to get onto a character even like Lucio and help put that guy down. And if they do get into a situation where they're going to have a crazy wombo combo, like, you know, Johanna with the Condemn into Malfurion Roots, into Pulse Bomb, you know, Horrify, like, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of crowd control. That's a lot of confusion immediately afterwards. And, you know, the members of the newest guys, they've got some HP. Do they have enough to survive that kind of sequence, though? We'll find out.
Well, Soundwave will provide a great additional boost in HP. So we'll see how those go after 10, especially.
All right, so let's take a look at our lineups here. Playing for the newest guys, the Renewal. Currently down a game in this best-of-3 set. We've got Stu Manchu on the Diablo. We got Ataro on Greymane. Fire Team on Lucio. Arduous Bow on Vala. And Grim on Sonya. And then the right-hand side in the red corner, playing for Team 3D, we've got Fancy Pants on Gul'dan. Rez Slayer on Johanna. Tiny Terran on the Zarya. Ruckle on Malfurion. And Beckett on the Tracer.
All right, and Tracer doing a bit of a cheeky flank maneuver here, sitting in the middle shrine just to watch for the transitions, and not really a lot of esports going on in mid. Gul'dan doing a serious amount of early damage, but not really anything that will last, that will be permanent here.
And we see Gul'dan playing the sort of the new hotness Q build, which has been in vogue for quite a couple of weeks now. I've seen a lot of people move away from the E build. Stu Manchu getting a nice engagement under the members of 3D, but the follow-up damage is gigantic on Ataro. Great charge from Tiny Terran, able to get tons of damage out with that, you know, that energy that she's acquired. Zarya already at full energy and laying into the newest guys.
Yeah, that'll be really difficult to play, especially with the... Oh my gosh, those roots, though. Those roots are really scary right now. And Sonya actually taken down at top. Oh my gosh, with Fekit with 50 health left.
I could not think of a more frustrating matchup than Tracer versus Sonya. You either hit the spear or you lose the lane. I really think they should consider moving a different individual into that lane.
Yeah, so Greymane's gonna go up for now.
Like holy smokes! I literally cannot think of a more frustrating matchup.
So looks like Greymane's gonna push Tracer out of the lane for now, and then join the rest of the team down in bottom where the objective is. Gul'dan's doing a little extra wave clear while he's waiting.
They got level 4. Level 4 is in hand for 3D. They're going to have a bit of an edge on this fight. And see, the newest guys respect that. They do back up. They managed to get a kill on Gul'dan and may follow up on Fekit. No, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Greymane falls as well. As both teams now with level 4, so we might see newest guys pressure the objective. And they begin moving in. Grim going right in as Diablo dives on the Tracer, looking for that easy kill, but it is not that easy. It's very deceptive, and Diablo is brought down instead. We did see the Pulse Bomb go out for Tracer to confirm that kill.
Yeah, those shields on Tracer are going to really make her hard to kill. I mean, just adding that extra bit of health, she's already really difficult to keep up with, and it basically guarantees that she won't be killed in all of these situations. So they're going to have to back up a little bit from this Frozen Punisher that's coming in. It's going to be angry circles all over the place on the ground here. And they're going to have to be careful on this first engagement here. And really be careful not to lose anyone. Because that is a lot of angry circles on the ground.
Yeah, the walls have come down. They're finding Ataro. They're focusing him down. And that's going to be one dead doggy. As Greymane falls again. That's the third kill on Greymane for 3D. They're really singling Ataro out and punishing that positioning.
Yeah, absolutely. And great crossfade there coming out of Lucio to push his team back a little bit faster. This is a very scary first boss here.
They did manage to flip, but Stu Manchu with a a cheeky little overpower managed to actually flip Johanna over the gate, and the members of 3D were not able to actually bring the gate down in time, so Johanna just kind of had to stand there and die.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Fancy Pants just killed off Sonya in the top here. Oh wow, that was a little bit unexpected there. They were doing a split soak, and Greymane does have to go back up to the top lane to address the soak in top lane there. So, all right, what's going on so far here? I
mean, it's like deja vu, man. We got a 2-level lead going towards the level 10 sort of danger zone here, and you know, it's 6 kills to 2 with heavily in favor of 3D. So the members of the newest guys gotta, you know, step up their soak game, their macro game, as what they don't need right now is to get picked in bot lane. Fire Team is dead. Two-Man Chu might be following him, and this is just not what you want to have happen to the newest guys. They're down 2 people again, level 9. Just around the corner here for 3D, and they are 100% going to have level 10 for the next Punisher.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be another give on the Punisher. The best thing they can do right now is, well, be careful, for one thing. Grim is getting caught out a little bit here, and just barely makes it out of that gank, that rotation up for a gank. And they're going to lose the walls here as a result. But luckily, the Shrine comes up just in time for them to be distracted.
Power might get him 10. Oh, barely there.
Yeah.
There's 10.
Yeah, there's 10. The unfortunate thing at this point is the lanes are actually pushed so far up that it's kind of dangerous to go in and try to soak the XP from the minions, you know?
Well, I don't think 3D needs to really worry about that at this moment. Level 8 versus level 10. Tiny Terran going in, getting a heap of energy as a result of the fort shots, and they're going to go right in, probably bring the fort down. Really? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
and only then after turn back to address the shrine.
Mm-hmm. So a little bit of a cheeky play there coming from Grim, stealing the mercs there, but Ataro has to be very careful here. Being the only person out against a level 10 4-man group on the side of 3D, that is
he's
not.
Gonna try and get, he's gonna try and get a couple of flask shots in, and then beat a hasty retreat.
Yeah. Oh wow, they're not even addressing the objective here. They're just going. They're just going forward here, and the sooner newest guys gets level 10s, the sooner they can stop this this hemorrhaging here.
Yeah, but yeah, they're just like going right at them and they can with impunity just pillage the countryside here. As there's until level 10 comes online for the newest guys, they really are kind of helpless here.
Mm-hmm. So this wave should give them 10s, hopefully. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. So now they can finally go in here. Let's see here. What's picked up? Go for the throw picked up for Greymane.
This Sound barrier and leap as well. So
very much a dive build.
Greymane's got to hustle out of there, or at least make some kind of move. The newest guys are just split up right now, and they're going to get picked apart as 3D starts consolidating on the what's left of the team. Tracer closing in on Lucio, 100 hit points. He burns Soundwave he's burnt Sound Barrier just for himself to survive. But yeah, that was a disastrous engagement. You back?
I'm an observer. You're gonna have to pause if the pause is needed. So I can't type to the group. It helps with the drafting phase. Just as an FYI, the drafting phase, then I can see the hover overs. Well, let's talk about the talents right now. Apocalypse picked up, no surprise there. Go for the Throat was interesting. Yeah, very much a dive build. Strafe picked up as well. Out of Vala, do you think the Strafe is preferable over Reign of Vengeance on this?
I would say so. gives you a sort of no fly zone for Tracer, where even if you're zipping and even if you're juking and jiving, you're still going to be taking damage consistently. There isn't a big like this is the thing you want to interrupt on 3D. So that doesn't seem to be, there really isn't an item that you want to stun out.
Yeah. Let's see here. Pursuit of Flame has been completed for Gul'dan. Regen Master not completed for Johanna. But all right. We're gonna go ahead and drop ourselves back into the game here. In the midst of
that's always frustrating. Yeah, in the midst of their keep being ransacked, the newest guys unfortunately had somebody drop, so we had to take care of that quickly. But that keep is at half health practically, and now there is a Punisher coming down the road.
Yeah. Meanwhile, that while that keep was getting downed, Gul'dan did a nice job of picking up the Arcane Punisher here. So Fancy Pants doing a great job of just supporting the alternate routes, or in this case, the main objectives.
Yeah, this keep is functionally dead. I don't think there's really much that can be done. A magnificent blow up onto the Vala, not even getting a chance to use Strafe or a Vault out of there. Grim blown up subsequently, and 3D. If this goes right, may be able to end the game right here. We're watching members retreat out of their gates.
Yeah, so the boss is going to go down, or the Punisher is going to go down at this point, but with a 14-11 advantage, I don't know if they can quite finish the game just yet. Malfurion is low on mana, and unfortunately, Malfurion...
Malf is low on mana. The members of Newest Guys are back up. They have all of their ults practically. So yeah, that's a pretty... You got 2 keeps. That's a pretty worthwhile retreat there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they can count that as a negative in any case.
And we got to experience the exceedingly rare kill the keeps before the fort in lane, as 3D backing up to kill the 3D backing up to kill the middle fort, since they had not done so yet.
Yeah, just to get that. Oh, okay. All right. Let's keep it going here.
We'll keep it going. Yep.
All right.
A hero returns to battle.
Hey, it's better than OBS mini dropping me.
Yes, that is the worst, actually. So we
oh my gosh!
We see Greymane get hit by the Pulse Bomb again, and the follow-up city is just absolutely destructive. Greymane falls, and now we've got 3D besieging the mid lane. They've got the Goatmen pushing, and they are looking at the core, pushing in, grabbing these last minions as their catapults start marching forward. Sonya stalled out the top lane a little bit, but she's kind of at the hard home now as the core has begun taking HP damage. Raid Apocalypse does catch the majority of 3D, but is there enough follow-up? I don't believe so.
Oh my gosh, and the Ice Block just barely saving Malfurion's life. That Ice Block right there may have won them the game here.
Oh my god, that's like Craigasm level Ice Block. Like, that is like literally the best Ice Block you will ever... Like, most value Ice Block you'll ever see.
Yeah, and Lucio's the only one left alive here with the core going down at the 11-minute mark. So that is a 2-0 victory for the members of 3D, and ooh, what a match! What a match there. Now, just to give Newest Guys a little bit of a break here, this is a new comp for them. They did just pick up a couple of members, so they may not have had a lot of time to play together. So But given that, Fancy Pants doing a great job of split soaking. Look at that XP contribution. Holy crap.
Yeah, kudos to. I mean, if we're gonna single this one out, I mean, Fancy Pants, the XP king of the set, dominating the first map as Falstad and crushing it in the second one as Gul'dan. I mean, where do we wanna, go from there, buddy? Do you think Leap was the right pick for Sonya? I don't take Leap as often as I probably should.
Well, okay, so for their comp, they were going for a very strong dive comp. And Leap obviously runs right into that. I think the main problem was there was not enough insta shield. There was no reset button for the target of the blow up. When you dive like that, somebody gets focused, and they didn't have a emergency button. They didn't have insta shields, Medivh shields, Tastar shields, Zarya shields. Anyone who with instant D shield from Uther even would have been good for that. When you do that,
they did have sound barrier.
They had sound barrier,
it does
but
give them that pretty sizable shield when you're in a pinch.
Yeah, but that's available once every 80 seconds, and it also takes us an entire second for it to deploy. And also the shield decays over 6 seconds. So not only can you just run away for a half a second and then turn around and come back, or you can also interrupt it. There's just so many things that could go wrong with not having a emergency shield button. So I think that's the main issue I have with this comp is Lucio does not fit into this dive comp. I can see where the value is if you actually succeed in destroying one of their members, but their members, they have Gul'dan with Horrify. They have Zarya with her shields and Expulsion Zone. They have Twilight Dream available. There's just so much denial of that dive that they have freaking Blessed Shield. That's like the first thing that they could use. So if you want to do this dive comp, maybe even Tyrael, like a Tyrael with a Sank, you could do like something else. I see the value in it. I think they were missing part of the equation. That's all. So good try coming out of Newest Guys. We'll be looking forward to seeing them try to keep up with the next team. Maybe get some scrims in, get some practice in, and and hopefully come back stronger. But good games coming out of 3D there, showing the groups or showing the Pro Division what they got here.
Yeah, no, those were well played, well done,
well drafted,
well executed plays from 3D and from the Newest Guys.
Yeah.
No, I guess. I mean, they had a very melee centric, team. They had Diablo, Greymane, and Sonya on the front lines, and that really gave Fancy Pants a lot to work with. I think that initial early decision to have Tracer in lane against Sonya, like I said, I can't think of a more frustrating matchup than being a Sonya player and having to deal with Tracer. So having that early, that gave 3D an early XP lead, and it kind of snowballed from there. And that kind of was the theme for tonight, was the early XP lead. And if you beat the opposing team to 10 by 2 levels, I mean, the amount of work that you can do, in the time it takes them to catch up is pretty substantial.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they just outright ignored the objective for a while. They took down the forts and then almost to the wall. Actually, no, they did take down the front, the keep walls before the Punisher was even picked up. So, and that was all before level 10 from Newest Guys. So, yeah, great games coming out of both teams. Good job, 3D. You take home the win tonight, and that was that should be it for us. Any last words, New Type?
Nah, we had a absolutely a slew of reschedulings and cancellations. So this looks like it might be our only game of the week, which kind of sucks. But we'll try and come back next week with a hearty schedule, give you guys some games to watch. So do feel free, please hit that follow button. Follow Synth. We typically host the games on his channel. If you feel like it, feel free to follow my channel. I'm New Type 2K6 on Twitter and on Twitch. And yeah, we'll hopefully see y'all again
next week.
Later this week, and definitely next week.
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for coming. I'm Synth Paradox everywhere, and with that, have a good night.
Cheers.